Okay, so before I start my talk, I just want to make something clear. I'm that girl that, that dark cloud follows, the one that everything ends up going badly. Like, 1 week ago, I got a sebaceous cyst in my eye. As you can hear, I sound like a whale in mating season. I got sick 2 days before the event. I'm sorry, I don't usually sound like this. Anyways, moving on. So, when you wake up, and sometimes, especially the girls, and you're like, today, I want to look good, or I just want to feel good about myself in general. So you put in that extra effort, you do your makeup up, and that's exactly what I did last week, and I decided to do my makeup, put eyeliner on, and then when I got home, I didn't clean it off properly. So the problem in that is, a few days later, my eyes started going a bit foggy. A few days after that, every time I blinked my eyes, there was a bit of pain. So I went to a doctor, and he was like, you have a sebaceous cyst, and if you had waited any longer, you would have had to do surgery. My point in all this, something so small, the fact that I just woke up one day and I wanted to feel good about myself, something so horrific happened. So how many times do you look in the mirror before you leave your house? Or how many times have you pushed your dreams aside? How many people are you friends with that you don't even like? These are all insecurities, but I want to focus on one. How many times have you questioned your own existence? How many times have you thought that you're not going to be able to make a difference and that you're going to end up just like everyone else? Well, what if I told you that a butterfly's flapping wings could lead to a hurricane? What if I told you the bacteria that you are releasing and the air that you are breathing are already starting a manic chain of events? Would you believe me? Would you call me mad? Well, this is all based on the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect is a theory. It's the theory that something so small, something that may seem so neglectful, can have a really huge impact later on, or actually make a big difference. When I was young, I used to really think I was going to make a big difference. I thought I was going to be on TV. I thought everyone would know my name. My name is Gazlan. It's already weird. I was like, I have the name for it. I'm going to be famous. Everyone's going to know my name. I'm going to be in books. I thought I could be mayor if I wanted to. But people told me that I couldn't. And they told me that realistically I wouldn't. But I read a story during high school, and it was about a bunch of men, and they went back in time and they hunted a dinosaur. When they came back, they noticed that the language that was spoken suddenly changed, and that the elections that happened had a different winner. And then one of the travelers, one of the hunters, he looked under his shoe and he saw a dead butterfly. So what I'm saying is, if I were to go back in time right now and I were to kill a mere butterfly, maybe it would be Hillary Clinton in charge right now and not Donald Trump. Let me give you an example that maybe you can relate more to. We all know Adolf Hitler, right? So, did you all know, though, that he wasn't even meant to be born? His mother wanted to abort him, but her doctor convinced her to keep the child. So that was the first step in the chain. Number 2, Hitler applied to the Academy of Fine Arts. So for all we know, Hitler should have been drawing sketches for the rest of his life. But because he was denied, something that seemed so small, something that seemed so stupid, led to a tyrant being born, led to the Holocaust, and led to thousands of people's deaths. So something so small led to such a long chain. Now something else. There was a man called Christiansen, and he had a carpentry shop, okay? And then it got burnt down. But by the time he built it up again, the Depression had hit. So people couldn't afford to buy houses anymore. But what they could afford to buy were the little houses that he made, and they used them as toys. These toys soon began to be his job. He began to become a toy maker. When plastic was made, he started to make bricks. And now these bricks are called Lego. And that's what we know to be Legos. So from something that was completely different, from a man that was a carpenter, to a toy that everyone uses and everyone has stepped on and every child has played with. Now to something that happens to us all the time. If you were to tell me everything went as planned on your way here, I wouldn't believe you. Let's say the night before, you were up too late, or you were watching that TV series that you know you really shouldn't watch one more episode of. And then you end up waking up too late, or you sleep through those 3 extra alarms that you had planned. And then you look for the jeans that you want to wear, but they're in the wash. And so you have to go beg your sister to borrow hers. And then you have to order an Uber, but like the rate is 1.7. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to wait a bit. And then you're late to whatever you wanted to be there for. But then you notice, oh wait, whoops, I forgot to feed the cat. And now my friends are eating, and now I missed the cinema. It's just little things, and as neglectful as they sound, the scenarios are infinite. And these are things that happen during our lives and that we don't notice. But so many little things lead to so many different cases or scenarios that we don't even notice in our daily lives. So I want you to sit and think. You are constantly making a chain. So every time you think you're a mini-suckle, I want you to remember that we are all the frosting on the cupcake. We're already making a difference by simply living. As cliche as it sounds, our very presence is making a difference. So we need to start acting like our bacteria is making a difference in this world and it's changing the future. So you don't have to be famous. You don't have to be on TV to send out a message. You don't have to have millions of pounds to be able to do good or to help someone. So the fact that you are simply present, the fact you are here and not there, you've already started the chain. Thank you.